Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2020 political comedy drama Irresistible. Now this is a film that is written and directed by Jon Stewart, and it stars Steve Carell, Rose Byrne, Chris Cooper, Brent Saxton, Will Sasso and Mackenzie Davis. Now this is, like I say, a political comedy drama that focuses on Steve Carell's character, Gary Zimmer, who is part of a failed political campaign based around the Trump election, and he was on the Hillary side basically, and he is sent or shown a tape of someone being recorded, Chris Cooper's character, who stands up at a mayor's town meeting in Wisconsin, I believe it is, and he makes a stand, and it's a very powerful stand, and Steve Carell, who is like a political puppeteer, I suppose, best way, he's the guy behind the politician, pulling all the strings, that sort of guy, and he sees potential here for his next candidate. So he heads out there to try and convince Chris Cooper's character Jack Hastings to run for mayor of his town, but he can even see bigger things on the horizon for this character. Now Chris Cooper agrees to it, his character, as long as Steve Carell stays there in the town and helps him prep for this election. However, what he doesn't count on is Rose Byrne's character comes to this town to help the opposition, and she is the arch nemesis of Steve Carell's character. So yeah, it's a political comedy drama. Now there are some aspects of this film, because I'm from the UK, that kind of missed the mark for me in regards to my lack of knowledge and understanding of how the political systems work in the US. But you do get the gist of it. It's not highbrow stuff in the sense of it's if you're not from the US, you're not going to get it. It's not that kind of film. It's actually quite a nicely made, charming, at times thought-provoking and uplifting film. And the message is clear here with this film, and certainly by the end the message is clear. It's not exactly subtle in its approach in regards to how the political system has and can be manipulated and corrupted by those wanting to buy their way into power, I suppose. So it's not subtle in its message, this film, but it does it in quite a charming way. I don't mind films that are wanting to give a message if they give you the other stuff it says on the tin as well. Now I saw recently that film Greed with Steve Coogan, and I just thought that was so, the message that film was trying to give you was so in your face. It was like getting slapped across the face with a frying pan constantly, and it ruined the rest of the film. This doesn't do that. It's not really in your face, the message. It's not trying to say politics is bad, or this is how corrupted everybody is and how terrible our system is, woe is us, sort of thing. It doesn't do that, and it doesn't take away from the rest of the film, the charm and the light comedy that runs through it. It's not slapstick comedy, it's light comedy, and it's charming. And it's actually very cleverly written. Some of the lines of dialogue that are given in this film are very nicely done, quite witty, quite sharp, and it's just a clever film, I suppose. But it's also a fish out of water type film, in the sense of Steve Carell, the guy from Washington DC, comes to a small backdrop of a US town in Wisconsin. And he's a fish out of water completely, and they have some fun with that, the fact that he can't get Wi-Fi and they can't even get internet. They end up using dial-up, and he has to park outside a high school to try and log on to the school's Wi-Fi to get any kind of internet. So it plays on the small American town, it plays on the fish out of water story, but it all does it in a way that doesn't feel I don't know, overstretched or anything like that. It never pushes one gag too much, I suppose, which is a real strength for this film. It kind of flows along quite nicely to a conclusion that actually I didn't see coming, and I thought it was very, very clever, the twist at the end. And obviously I can't talk about that because it will ruin it, but that's what I mean by the end. You know, the political message is very, very clear here. And I just think it's a pleasant film. And I'm from the UK. I mean, probably some of those in the US will understand aspects of this film better than me. Certainly the political system and how it works. But it's not. It doesn't, if you like, pander just to that. You know, it is a film for anyone, and anyone can enjoy it because it's not a hugely politically heavy film or anything like that. So from my perspective, I had fun with this film. I thought it was charming, interesting, thought-provoking, and it wasn't a drag at all, really. I can't really give you huge amounts of negatives here. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's a perfectly fun, suitable film, and I certainly enjoyed my time with it. So it's certainly worth checking out if you get the opportunity. There are some good laughs in this film, but it's also will get you thinking at the same time. So that is my review for Irresistible. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it, and of course I will be back with more reviews on the channel very, very soon. So thank you very much for watching, everybody.